Violence continues in the West Bank. On November 6, 2023, Israeli forces killed a Palestinian militant during a raid in the Jenin refugee camp in the West Bank. The raid was part of an ongoing Israeli military operation in the area, which has been ongoing since October 2023. Palestinian Authority warns against Israeli annexation of the West Bank. On November 7, 2023, Palestinian Authority Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh warned that any Israeli annexation of the West Bank would be met with fierce resistance from the Palestinian people. Shtayyeh made the remarks at a meeting of the Arab League in Cairo. Gaza blockade remains in place. The Israeli blockade of the Gaza Strip remains in place, despite repeated calls for it to be lifted. The blockade has caused a severe humanitarian crisis in Gaza, with over 2 million people living in poverty and facing severe shortages of food, water, and electricity. Peace talks remain stalled. The latest round of Israeli-Palestinian peace talks, which began in October 2023, have stalled with both sides unable to agree on key issues such as the status of Jerusalem and the right of return for Palestinian refugees. International community remains divided. The international community remains divided on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, with some countries supporting Israel and others supporting Palestine. The United States has continued to provide Israel with military aid and has blocked efforts at the United Nations to condemn Israel's actions in the occupied territories. Protests and demonstrations continue. Protests and demonstrations against the Israeli occupation of the Palestinian territories have continued to take place across the world. In recent weeks, there have been large protests in London, Paris, Berlin, and New York City. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a complex and long-standing dispute with no easy solutions. The current situation is volatile, and there is a risk of further violence. It is important for the international community to continue to engage with both sides and to encourage them to return to the negotiating table.